Bitcoin has been breaking to the downside and yesterday has been printing a new low again, while the stock market has also been taking another hit and has been reaching these lows again. However, I do think that right now is going to be a crucial time to be watching the charts, because I think we are setting up a massive trap at this moment. We need to be going over all of the signals which are playing out in the charts right now. First of all, Bitcoin is creating a bullish divergence, and we are getting many more signals which are all indicating us that this in the end of the day is going to be a massive trap and that we want to be buying over here. So we'll be going over each and every single signal that we are getting right now. Volatility is going to be inevitable because some massive economic data is going to be incoming, and this is going to be important for the interest rates. And is Sailor about to be getting liquidated over here? A lot of people are talking about this fact. A lot of people are getting very fearful. So we need to be talking about that and much more. So as always, let's start off with a short term. And in a short term, Bitcoin has basically been taking another hit in a shorter time frame. Of course, we have been having a look into this breakdown because Bitcoin has still been trading below the Bitcoin EMA ribbons. Bitcoin is still basically trading in this downtrend. We are still seeing that the global liquidity is still falling to the downside over here, and we are yet to create our bottom. We are yet to flip this trend, which is not happening right now. We are still trading in a downtrend, and we have been getting a break to the downside. Now, yesterday we have been getting another move to the downside because of the stock market. Basically, some more news has been getting announced, and the stock market has been getting another hit to the downside, and basically retesting these highs from the 2022 top, which we are right now retesting, testing as support again. Now, I do think that we're going to be seeing some kind of a relief rally, like I've been talking about in the last couple of days. I do think that we are going to be seeing some kind of a bounce for the stock market. I do not think we're going to be falling to the downside straight down in just a straight line. We're always seeing counter trend rallies. We are always seeing bounces. We are never going down in a straight line forever. And a bounce, I think, is going to be quite inevitable. Now, Bitcoin is still holding up quite well against the stock market. So this is looking very good. Against the stock market, Bitcoin is showing some strength. And if we're going to be comparing these two charts, so Bitcoin against the stock market, we can actually be seeing that Bitcoin is breaking out right now. We've been retesting this breakout, and right over here, we are bouncing from this previous level of resistance, turning into support. So this might be very good for the Bitcoin price if indeed we're going to be outperforming the stock market over here. And if the stock market were to be seeing a bounce over here, and if Bitcoin is about to outperform the stock market, Bitcoin is going to be seeing a huge bounce to the upside. That's just going to be very likely. Now, yes, Bitcoin is still trading in this downtrend. We have been getting this break to the downside. However, I do think that this breakout to the downside is going to be quite a big of a trap. First of all, we have been getting back into these previous highs of about the March top we have been creating in 2024. We are retesting it right now about that 74k area to all the way down towards the 69k level. That's going to be the huge level of support we need to be watching. Now, at the same time that we're coming back at this level of support, we are also printing a bullish divergence. And yesterday, I've already been talking about this bullish divergence, because yesterday we have been creating it on the 12-hour time frame, and today we are finally creating it on the daily time frame. Yesterday I've been saying, okay, we are creating it on a 12-hour time frame. I would have liked to see it getting created on the daily time frame, and right now, indeed, we are creating it on a daily time frame. So this is looking very good. This is going to be signaling that sellers are getting exhausted and strength might be returning to the market, because clearly on the Bitcoin price, we are creating a lower low, but on the RSI indicator, we are creating a higher low. So clear divergence over here being created. Sellers are getting exhausted, and buyers volume and buyers momentum is going to be returning to the market. That's just going to be very likely. At the same time, returning at this massive level of support. So this is starting to look very good. At the same time, also a CME gap sitting above us, and 90% of these CME gaps tend to be getting filled very quickly, like you can be seeing over here, All of these CME gaps tend to be getting filled fairly and very quickly. Now, yeah, like I've been saying, Bitcoin has been coming back to these previous highs, and this is an historic pattern that we've been creating. We have been doing this multiple times already for this cycle, and this is going to be flashing off a massive buy signal in my personal opinion, because we are retesting these previous highs that we've been creating, and all of the time whenever Bitcoin has been doing this, during this bull market, it has always been the bottom, and it has always been a very good opportunity to buy. So right now it's just happening again, and at the same time, on the longer time frame, we are just creating massive buy signals. We are forming a falling wedge pattern over here. The Bitcoin hash ribbons have been flashing off this buy signal, and the Bitcoin hash ribbons have always been very accurate in predicting next moves to the upside again. Now, it has not been an exact indicator, because every time it has been flashing, we have still seen some drawdowns, which we are exactly seeing right now. But always, after the Bitcoin hash ribbons have been flashing, always Bitcoin has been going exponential just 1 or 2 months after it has been flashing. It has been flashing already a few weeks ago. So yeah, we are about to reverse anytime soon. I do think we're coming very close towards a Bitcoin bottom over here. Yes, we can still go lower in that imminent short term. I do still think so, because having a look into this chart, we've been having a look into this chart for many and many times. The global liquidity, the M2 global liquidity. And yeah, the global liquidity has been forming this double bottom over here. We have been reversing to the upside already, and we should still be very patient. Now, I have been saying I'm not going to be using the global liquidity as an exact indicator. I'm not going to be saying, all right, over here, we need to bottom out. Over here, this is going to be the exact bottom. No, I'm just going to be using the global liquidity as a general direction in the market. Okay, right now, the general direction is still going to be down. We're still going to be trading in a downtrend. We're still trading below the Bitcoin EMA ribbons. So we should still be a little bit cautious. But whenever we're going to be breaking this downtrend, that's going to be the point where I think that general direction in the market is going to be reversing to an uptrend. So right now, in that short term, we should still be very cautious. Yes, we are forming some bottoming out signals, and it is starting to look very good. But I do not want to open up my long position just yet. I just want to be opening up my long position whenever we are going to be seeing that confirmation in the market, and whenever we're indeed going to be breaking that downtrend. Right now, not yet already. I think it's going to be too risky for me, for my risk profile, but whenever we break this downtrend, that's going to be the moment where I want to be entering. Anyways, volatility is for sure going to be returning to the market, or we are already seeing a lot of volatility, but we are about to see even more volatility, because today we're about to get the FOMC minutes. This is going to be having a major impact on the market, and also tomorrow is going to be a huge day, because we're going to be seeing the jobless claims, we're going to be seeing the core inflation rate, and also we're going to be getting the CPI data, and then this Friday we're also going to be getting the PPI data. So a lot of information is about to be getting released, and all of this data will be having a massive and major impact on the interest rate probabilities. And right now everybody is just looking into the interest rates, because if the interest rates are going to be getting cut even more heavily, well, then the markets can be reversing to the upside again. I mean, that is what we want, right? That is what the market wants. The market wants interest rate cuts. That's bullish for the market. So if we're going to be seeing the probability shifting towards more interest rates cuts, that's going to be signaling that the market can be seeing a bounce again. And right now we are already starting to see some kind of a shift, because in the past, the probabilities were higher to see no change at all in the interest rates. Right now, it's actually more likely to see an interest rate cut in the following FOMC meeting. And the FOMC meeting is going to be in the next 28 days. So we're going to be pretty likely going to be seeing another interest rate cut. This is already going to be extremely bullish for the markets, but we want to be seeing even more. And this data will be helping a lot with that. Or yeah, depending on the data, right? Because this data will be shifting the probabilities massively, either to the upside or to the downside. We just need to have a look in towards the data, what it will actually be. However, I want to be going over this tweet a little bit later, because everyone is again talking about the fact that Sailor is about to be getting liquidated, and this is about to be massively crashing the price. I just need to be talking about this a little bit later. First of all, let's go over all of these signals still and talk about Sailor a little bit later. We're also seeing the dead cross right now, and we're seeing a little bit of a wick. We're seeing a little bit of a downturn, which has always been happening during every single dead cross, okay? During every single dead cross, we have been seeing a wick to the downside. Right now, it's just happening again. But that wick to the downside has always been generally a good moment to buy, except from the 2022 start of the bear market over here. But right now, like I've been saying in the last couple of videos, I think we're in a little bit of a different situation. Why? Because we are still trading in a bull market. Literally 0 out of the 30 bull market peak indicators have been getting hit. And for example, for your information, well, during the last 2022 start of the bear market over here, well, actually 28 of these bull market peak indicators have been getting hit. Right now, literally 0. So the chance of us hitting a bear market right now is going to be very low in my opinion. So this is just going to be another trap. This is just going to be another good opportunity to buy in my opinion. Literally every single signal is just stacking on top of each other. Now for my Bitcoin trades, I do want to be waiting a little bit longer, okay? Because we do still run that risk of going a little bit lower for the Bitcoin price, okay? We could still have a look into lower targets. For example, this level of support over here. If we're going to be breaking below this level of support that we're currently trading at, this is going to be the next level of support I will be watching. So yeah, for my Bitcoin trades, I will be slightly cautious. I will remain to be cautious. We are still definitely trading in the downtrend. I want to be waiting for more confirmations, but for my long-term portfolio, I definitely want to be already starting to buy at these levels. We are still seeing extreme fear at this moment, and I am buying the fear always. Right now we're seeing fear. I am buying it heavily for my long-term portfolio. So if you are going to be getting interested in doing the same thing as well, make sure to be checking out that first link down below, because with the first link down below, you can be claiming $150 completely for free over on Blofin. So make sure to be checking it out. Claim your free $150. Use this for your first trade. You can be trading this volatility like crazy. It's a lot of volatility in the market. You can easily be profiting from this right now. Anyways, I just want to be talking about this fact that many people are talking about Michael Saylor going to be getting liquidated. And yes, if he is about to be getting liquidated, we do not want to have a look into 60k Bitcoin. No, we do not want to be having a look into us even 50k Bitcoin. In the case of a liquidation event for Saylor, we want to definitely have a look at bear market levels again. So about 20k, 30k Bitcoin. But I do not think that this is going to be likely at all. I mean, during every single dip, we are always seeing fears that Michael Saylor is going to be getting liquidated. And people are always looking at this and saying, all right, if Saylor is going to be getting liquidated, Bitcoin is going to be reaching these price targets. So I'm not going to be buying at these levels. I'm going to be waiting for these price targets. But I think this is going to be absolutely stupid. Yes, we're coming pretty close towards Saylor's entry because we're only up 14% from Saylor's entry. But I do not think he's going to be getting liquidated. I mean, during the last bear market as well, he didn't get liquidated. We were very low, very well below his average entry. In order for Michael Saylor to be getting liquidated, we need to be falling back below at these bear market lows. I do think like there's not an exact calculation, but it would be approximately these prices, about the $16,000, and then we would need to talk about liquidation risks. But right now, we're definitely not talking about that. I'm not going to be considering this. And people like this, which are talking about it right now, they're just out here to fool you. Do not believe it. Okay, right now we're seeing a massive buying opportunity. In my opinion, I'm going to be buying it for my long-term portfolio. And whenever we're going to be getting my confirmations in the market, I'm going to be entering my trades. I'm very excited. Let's go. I think this is going to be a major opportunity. Let me know, guys, what you think about that in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, with that being said, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to reach that 20k subscribers. Like this video. Follow me over on X to stay up to date about every single market development. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.